I wake up in the morning, telegram in hand, on to our community, the coolest in the land. Cheese cream drops a joke, got me laughing loud. Then I start to scroll down through the daily crowd. Who's the OG Prince, lighting up the zone? Is it Dama Beast or Sav on the throne? Or maybe it's Friday, Flexmas is here. Time to throw some gains and flex without fear. I toss out some questions, looking for the signs. And sign fixes ready, dropping out for lines. I keep on reading, can't look away. Those spicy emojis make my whole day. Then someone yells exit, get off PulseChain. But I ride the waves through pleasure and pain. I live in a limbo of hope and despair, but we're all in this boat and I'm proud to be there. Yeah, I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game. I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game.
All right. Okay, welcome. Where's the music at? Welcome to R2R. Welcome to Wreck to Riches. Another live stream, another video, another PulseChain content live stream. If you're on PulseChain, if you're a PulseChain maxi, if you're a core token believer, if you're a PulseChain altcoin believer, if you like meme tokens, you like anything to do with PulseChain, it's important that you support the channel by pounding the like button, dropping a comment, retweeting. Go retweet this on Twitter. Get everybody in here. Show the love, show the support. That way we can talk about the latest and greatest going on PulseChain. All right, because we're going to cover some important things that are going on in the PulseChain ecosystem that is important for us as a community to go out there and talk about in broad daylight. Should we get some of these Halloween overlays they got right here on StreamYard? I kind of like them. Let me see. It's a day early. Let me get one of them. I like that one. Trick or treat. Ooh. Which one do we like? Oh, that one covers me up a little bit. Hey, that one. Hey. Trick or treat. Smell my feet. Give me something good to eat. And I think a lot of people have been eating real good. So before we start things, guys, like I said, fire all cylinders on all platforms. Pound the like button, drop a comment. Notes. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. All right. Don't ever allow an influencer on any social media platform out there to influence you when it comes to cryptocurrency, because you could lose it all. Right? Hello, McFly. This is for pure entertainment purposes only. And remember, look at little Kratita. What's up? Good morning from Cambodia. It's especially, well, speaking of good morning in Cambodia, for the price of a Cambodian coffee, the link's in the description. $2.99 a month. You get exclusive content through my YouTube members only. We talk about the stuff that I like the most, cryptocurrency. All right, we try to do something weekly. Don't forget to join the members. There's a member. Shout out to a member right now. Cryptita's one of them. Little Cryptita, right? PTGC Maxi Liberty Swap said they're doing what they are doing with Peacock. They're going to do the same with P9X. Oh, smokes! Hey, we're gonna take a look into that, right? But before we move on, don't forget about our official sponsors of the R2R live streams and video content, right? Don't forget to head over to dexfi.com /bonds, where they've paid a whopping $630,642 in USDC over on base. 18,101 bonds minted so far. They're even working with PulseChain assets out there. Heck, Liberty Swap, are you out there? If you got together with DexFi for real yield, shout out to Finger Monkey, who uses DexFi and invest into DexFi, and they bring over that money that they earn in real yield to buy and burn their token. So they bridge over funds from base, probably using Liberty swaps, right, to buy and burn Finger Monkey token, with the real yield being generated here that gets paid out every Friday. So Treasury bonds gives you passive exposure to the strategies that they use, complete with expert entry and exit timing with that precision managed liquidity and range settings. Don't forget to head over to dexfi.com/bonds. And then also, where we want to take a look at, everything that's going on in PulseChain, all right, go to dscvrcrypto.com. You can see what's on and popping. As you can see, the token of the hour, all right, the subject of tonight, PulseChain, Peacock, the Liberty Swap mascot. Liberty Swap mascot. You guys remember when that dropped? There's been a whole lot of things that have surfaced on PulseChain, and it's so fun to watch everything unfold now as time goes from, like, when we were speculating. Remember when Peacock first came out and everyone's just like, what do we do here? Like, these Liberty Swap guys got a big portion sent to them. We're all speculated about it. And then it just evolved into, and let's go to their Twitter right now. It evolved into just kind of being in the know. And there was a period in time where I'd be on Liberty Swap's X account, and they were just hinting things about, narratives and having fun with the community. They were embracing meme tokens at a time where it was most needed, where pump tires just really came out, had a quick little run, and then it just died out. It wasn't the time, like the timing wasn't right. But Liberty Swap, came and started to really embrace what was happening on PulseChain when it comes to pump tires, and we had another good run. I think it was the best run we had in meme tokens, where people were starting to make gains, which is all that really matters. We want people to see other people winning. We all want to win together, but the more people that are winning, the more people that are excited, the most people that are tweeting about it and showing those, crazy charts that we're seeing when Liberty Swap was getting heavily involved with tons of memes that were coming out. It brought a lot of attention, but Liberty Swap was on a mission to add more bridges, more opportunity from other blockchains to bridge over from, whether that be, Base, and then eventually Solana. So the floodgates are open now, right? The floodgates are open. But what we look at the tweet here, 3 hours ago, we would like to introduce our Peacock Protocol, designed to measure and maximize the growth of Peacock and its liquidity pool network, marking the birth of the first cross-chain DEX centered around PulseChain. So now we have something with definitely got the product market fit. It definitely is something that we need people firing on all cylinders. The marketing. What does Richard Hart say? We suck at marketing, right? And I think we do. I think now PulseChain has evolved to the point where people are more open-minded to listening to the degens and the people that actually make a difference on the chain, embracing the opportunity. All right, embracing the opportunity. I love a lot of the hardcore maxis out there that are the core token holders, but you got to understand something. A lot of you guys, and listen, look yourself in the mirror. Are you that guy who says, damn, if I would have known about Bitcoin back in 2009, I'd be rich? I would be rich if somebody would have told me about that. Are you that guy? I was. I didn't buy Bitcoin until it was $200. I bought 28 Bitcoin, all under $300. And that was the beginning of for me. Then I put 10 grand into Ethereum at $7. And I was like, man, if I would have known, I would have, coulda, woulda, shoulda. But if you're that guy who said, man, if somebody would have told me about this opportunity of Bitcoin, I would be rich today. And I'll tell you right now, no, you're not. A lot of you guys on PulseChain, no, you're not. Because you've already proven that you won't take a chance on something that's not a for sure deal. Because when Bitcoin first came out and it was being mined by the famous Richard Hart, right? 50 Bitcoin per block rewards when you could do it from his gaming video card that he had because he was an addicted gamer, right? Played games day and night. That was the best time to mine it. But you wouldn't have made it because a lot of you guys don't even believe in the early opportunities that are on PulseChain. So even if somebody told you now, right, you're going to be looking back on a lot of the opportunities on PulseChain and saying the same thing. Man, if somebody would have told me about that Peacock, I would be rich right now. 4 or 5 years down the road. However long it takes for you to accomplish mad gains. Now, let's go to the protocol because that's what happens in every cycle. That's what happens in every story. Okay, you're never going to get rich in cryptocurrency if you're that guy that just doubts everything. Okay, it was a big risk to buy Bitcoin when it was under $1, right? Because the story was it was going to take over fiat currency. That's the truth. And then it hit $1 and people still didn't believe in it. Then it hit $10 and people still didn't care. Then it hit 1,000 and they're like, it's going to crash and go to zero. 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. That opportunity is gone forever. So many have come. How many times do you have to look back and go, I could, if you would have told me early, I would be rich. Bitcoin, gone. Came and gone. Ethereum, it's come and gone. Solana, early. Bought it at $2. That was kind of early. Came and gone. Came like the wind. BNB, you guys watched me on my old channel, the Big Thomas G OG channel back in the day, right? The one I deleted, whatever. Hey, that channel grew big because of us getting into Pancake Swap at 30 cents. BNB, 25, $30. We rode the Phantom opportunity. We were taking risk and getting rich on crypto while people were like, nah, I don't believe in that. So how many effing times are you going to do that as an individual and continue to say, no, and then later go, man, if someone had told me, don't be that guy. So what's unfolding here is innovation and product market fit and something that's different, that's supporting what used to be a meme token. Now you got to take Peacock more seriously with its innovation, with its utility, and what it has to offer. Now, this is not I'm not getting paid to talk about this, right? Peacock's on a run right now. Let's go take a look at the chart. Peacock is on a run right now. We talked about this the other day. When Peacock, right around here, I was like, the cup and handle, right? The cup and handle that I predicted here, that I thought was forming, but it had taken a dip after the cross-chain swap came. After Solana opened the floodgates to get users from Solana over here, I thought we're off to the races. So my cup and handle turned into a cup and noodle. We talked about this. So the cup and noodle range lasted about a full month from September the 6th all the way to about October the 6th. And then it was off to the races. Now, yeah, you could be buying the top at this point, right? You could be. You could have been buying the top down here too and felt the same way. On the road to many X's is going to be a lot of tops and corrections, and you could have always got a better price. You saw a lot of that in what you would call the 10,000X run with Hex, right? And I find it funny. We'll go back to the protocol here. how many times you could have bought the volatility of Hex on so many dips and then double it up, double it up, double it up. That's just crypto. So this protocol is important, guys, for the token as far as Peacock and then what it does for PulseChain as well. And I think right now we're at a crossroad where the community has got to come together. So what have we been seeing out there? A lot of tweeting and hatred for Peacock holders versus X game holders. So while you guys are battling about X games being dumped and you're happy to see Peacock, which I'm happy to see both of them do good, everything do good, we're on the same team. We're on the same team, okay? And while everyone's doing that, you're missing the bigger picture. So what do you see here on the screen? The SolidX Trader bot right here. You can click on it and get the SolidX Trader bot. That's Firewhale's product. Liberty Swap, the home of now the mascot for them, Peacock. It's not sitting back, throwing rocks at SolidX, Firewhale, and X Games. They even threw a tweet out there to say, time to figure out something to support liquidity. We need to come together, people, okay? Because there's a whole lot going on here with the Peacock DEX that it's important. I mean, listen, if this token goes down tomorrow and money rotates back to X Games or PDI, don't be surprised. We're in a PvP environment as it is. It ain't player versus player. It's Pulsican versus Pulsican on PulseChain. All right, so let's go back to their Twitter because I want to show you. They show a screenshot of this too, but it's important because knowing the ins and outs, right? So you can get Pulse, Hex, PDI, Peacock, gasless, instant, and secure. You can go and swap and use that now. And it explains that users can instantly swap Peacock across Ethereum, PulseChain, and BNB. They can also add liquidity and trade Peacock seamlessly on all three blockchains with more integrations coming. So every trade, though, guys, and this is going to really get you Peacock guys out there excited, especially myself, every trade contributes to instant Peacock burn, strengthening the ecosystem with each transaction. So Peacock's officially a deflationary token, right? With this entire ecosystem, the way it's built. So Peacock's going to thrive off the success of Peacock DEX, right? And everything that is being utilized, strengthening that buy and burn power that makes it deflationary, which, by the way, Peacock is a pump tires token. So the max supply is 1 billion. And Peacock owns a lot, right? Or Liberty Swaps owns a lot of the supply. And so far, it's been a very benevolent player in its ecosystem. Now, what I like too, and part of this post, coming soon, support for PulseX, EHEX, and PDI. The market has spoken for PDI for a long time when it comes to PulseChain. Whether you think it's going to peg, you like PDI, hate PDI, it doesn't matter what you think. People buy every single dip and they see opportunity. People are not going to give up on PDI anytime soon, no matter how long of an essay you write or make on ChatGPT to talk about PDI or, crap all over it. People are excited about PDI and they believe. And you should be thankful for that, because all you need on a blockchain is a ton of believers, a ton of cults, a ton of builders, a ton of protocols, and a whole lot going on, because we have a casino on a blockchain, and all the other casinos that we can call blockchains like BNB and Solana, they have all their high risk, high reward, degen, fart tokens. They have this and that. We need that too. and we need excitement. And guess what? EHEX is why PulseChain is here. So supporting EHEX is automatically going to get me to be like, hey, Liberty Swap, you're awesome for that. PDI, same thing too. It doesn't matter if I think it's going to peg or believe it's going to peg or if it ever does peg, because the story will continue and people will fight the good fight and say PDI to a dollar, right? To $1 PDI. And that is taking one of the most successful tokens in the entire time that PulseChain has been in existence in the whole 2.5 years. What chart looks like PDI when you zoom out? What chart looks like PDI when you zoom out? What chart even looks like X Games when you zoom out, right? And Peacock is a chart like that as well, up and to the right, with its dips, with its moments, just like the volatility of cryptocurrency presents itself. And if you don't find opportunity in that on these dips, and you're that person that's out there tweeting like, oh my gosh, it's down now, you got rugged, you're doing your community of followers it's sad, because a lot of people follow you out there, and it's just, you got to be more excited about the things that are going on here. So the Peacock DEX is really big and really good for the chain, and it's the beginning of something that can grow and bring more and more to the table. All right, there could be more support, more big tokens that get involved, more ways of attracting every user on PulseChain by getting them excited by individual community tokens, being added to the Peacock DEX and being able to bootstrap not only everybody on PulseChain, but to start to bootstrap from other chains. This is good, right? That's why I like X Games, because the product market fit in gambling and crypto has been around for a long time, right? People are never going to stop gambling when it comes to cryptocurrency. And when it comes to a Peacock DEX, right, this affiliation with Liberty Swap, our cross-chain bridge, we have a meme token that has turned into a mega bullish scenario, and it's not your average Joe now, right? Now, I would love to see Liberty Swap connects with my sponsor, who's DexFi, who creates real yield, and that would be awesome to see, because then you have two big DeFi platforms coming together, and then real yield being able to come from base over the PulseChain to possibly even buy and burn more Peacock. So I'm throwing that out there because the opportunity for DexFi and what they've done for other tokens on other chains, including Finger Monkey that's on PulseChain, is rather unique, right? But these guys just keep on building, and respects to them. So let's look at the 24-hour volume, the buy pressure. So there's $20,628 in buy pressure. Sell pressure in the past 24 hours is $370. You can see that here. But they also on Twitter, and I'll scroll down too, talk about the buybacks, right? So looking at the buyback here, the actual buyback amount is significantly higher than what's shown, as not all the buyback sources have been fully counted yet. So they're updating, okay? So you're going to see from that was about 2 hours ago. You're going to see something probably way north of that number, but now we're all back to square one, tuning in to Liberty Swap and engaging with them. They're getting that engagement that they're famous for, and we're going to see, how big of money is going to be in the pot for buy and burns. Now, although it's deflationary, although there's a buy and burn, and all these factors, here it is. The actual number of buyback, check this out, $144,498. Would you look at that? Jeez, man. Where's Jerome? Because that makes my bags feel good. Hell, we're hitting them with the Carlton. That's a big number right there. Make that big right there on the screen. That's a mighty fine number right there, if you ask me. Right? Just to start off, just the beginning. Just the beginning. That's just the beginning. That's the tip of the iceberg. So that's exciting. Let's look at this tweet right here from an hour ago. Yes, we have two strategies in the making. Pump to earn, buy and lock for 3 months to earn an airdrop. Auto compounding PulseX V2LP using trading fees of V2LP to buy back Peacock automatically, creating constant upward pressure on the price. Personally, I prefer the second approach. I'm not a fan of locking up staking. The best way to lock a coin is to make it truly valuable for users. However, my team works on both options. Yeah, there's some special happen right there. So I'm not that guy who's like team Peacock or team X Games. I'm team the builders, right? The guys that are building. So I got X Games back, right? They barely followed me on Twitter today too. After I was like, these guys don't follow me or retweet none of my stuff. And you know, Liberty Swap has followed me back in the day and retweeted and showed me love. So I appreciate them too as well, because they have supported my channel, especially at the peak of when Richard Hart was supporting them. So they brought a lot of eyes to my channel. So Liberty Swap, like I love them. You know, they give the spotlight to anybody and everybody. They're all about growing the chain. So this is it's a very unique situation to be in, because it's real easy to look at the chart and at this point go, well, all right, we'll go to the chart. Well, I feel really late, because yeah, you could feel that way if you're looking at it. Let me go delete these old marks here. You could definitely feel that way. But if you know how crypto works, right? The lesson I've learned in cryptocurrency, I was better off buying and holding long term. I was better buying off and holding long term, man. Every time. And as you can see, when it hit the all-time high here, where people that chart things are like, the double top is in, and now we're going to be experiencing a dip, and then from here we're going to go here. Now they may have been right, but where you can always be right as well is just if you hold something you believe in, and then it dips and you dollar cost average, and that product happens to be something unique and continues to build, has the product market fit, it's doing everything, it's allowing new users to come from Solana and all these other chains. Now we have the Peacock DEX building, and you think this area here, and I gotta put it back right here. You think the cup, remember right here when we went into the cup of noodle phase, you know, we were balling, and then you come down here. It just gave you a second chance opportunity for where you could have, should have bought back here. Second chance opportunity, a full month to either cry and whine or do something about it. And I'm just going to tell you right now, people that make the most money make moves when people are the most fearful. They're like, I'm going to double down. I'm going to buy more. Or they hold and wait. Those are two things they do when they believe in something, is they buy it and they hold it, or they double down and buy more on a dip and look at the opportunity. So you could have, would have, should have for a full month while nothing was going on. You could have had all those buying opportunities. Now you're like, damn it. Okay, now if you get a correction, right? Because I respect all wicks. You know, I respect all wicks. Let me see if we can see anything here. Where am I getting this line from? I hate when I do this. And we'll take a look if there's anything where we might see. Okay, will we revisit below a penny would be the question. Right? Would we revisit below a penny? And that right here on a, looks like, what date was this? The 25th. This wick right here, yeah, I would pay attention to that. In the case where like the market goes, oh my God, trade wars, and each thing, right? And yeah, we can revisit that, or a lot of people that do charts will say, yeah, it's going to revisit that. It's going to revisit that. Is there another one we can find? Maybe I'll look, but gotta get rid of that. I just think that at the end of the day, buy and hold and buy the dips. That's all my game plan is, because it has so much going on for it. Okay. And they already got the nod of approval from Richard Hart multiple times. So stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. Glue yourself to that Twitter page. Just like at the very beginning, they're getting us all hyped up, all worked up with the PDI hints and all that stuff. They're about to get a whole lot more on and popping with PDI. If that rumor's true that somebody commented earlier about the buy and burn mechanics of that. Liberty Swap has a good team, good marketing. Oh, yeah. Their marketing is like outrage marketing. They were all on it at the beginning. Still have been. Think Peacock will hit 1 billion? If I had to bet my stack versus saying no, I would say yes, but I can't say if that's short-term, long-term, 5 years, 10 years, but I'll say $1 billion. If anything has a chance to be in $1 billion token, market cap-wise on PulseChain, then Peacock, because of everything it's doing. Yeah, I wouldn't bet against it. Double down for show, right? Stacked multi-millions while core's in the trash. Just remember, at the end of the day, all profits go through cores and then into stables and to the bank, right? So we want to make money. We want to make money. But yeah, it's outperforming the cores. Props to you for this dope live stream. I appreciate you being here. I think like the biggest opportunity right now is for people to understand. And we go back to the chart here. You're always going to look at this and you're going to be like, oh man, I bought the top. You've probably felt that way too. Let me refresh the damn page here. You probably felt that way too, just like I did over here, right? I felt so silly buying the last previous all-time high here, because I was buying here and then I bought a lot more here and then we went down, remember? And I was like, okay, I'll buy more. Now I'm happy. Okay. Now I'm happy. It feel good down here. It never does. But if you can walk away for a minute and forget about what's going on, you'll be good. You'll be good. Especially in something that is, just destined and building. Now, back to what I mentioned about X Games too here. A way big difference of a story on why and how they dipped. A lot of insiders got tokens and whatnot. We saw Tiago going crazy, trying to buy and sustain the price. And the sell pressure was just too great, right? But a product here, they have the solid trader bot that is being advertised on Liberty Swap, which is Peacock DEX as well. Now you can click and they got their link there, shilling it. They're supporting, right? These are two builders and two different tokens and platforms that are obviously not at war. The communities might be with the charts and all that. But I posted this the other day, and I strongly believe this too. Today's winners will be tomorrow's losers. Today's losers will be tomorrow's winners. And that just means money shifts and they go up and down. But ultimately, when the tides all rise together, and if you do believe in Hart's Law, when PulseChain does make its reversal to sacrifice prices and beyond, and if you're that speculator, then you go, okay, whether I'm at Next Games or Peacock or just holding my core tokens, or you got like a meme token like Pepe or anything else that people support, then the tides shall rise together for the ones that have communities. And that's where I tie everything in from, remember the guys who said if I would have had Bitcoin, someone would have told me about Bitcoin in 2009, I would be rich. No, you wouldn't. Because you're going to be the same person that says, if someone would have told me to buy Peacock at an $18 million market cap, I would have been rich. If it dare hits 100 million and then 10x's to $1 billion. The liquidity is so low on this chain. That's why the opportunity is so massive. Okay. The liquidity for Peacock, for a token that has this much utility and this much of a built infrastructure of being able to do this, that, and that with the cross bridging and the swaps now, is a true in-your-face indicator of utility being built on top of what is known as a meme token. But if you go to Ethereum, you go to Solana, no other memes are building, are being supported and backed by a utility like this. Its only mission is to bring more users to PulseChain and get the users that are here active with decentralized finance protocols. And there's nothing else built like that out there. So that goes the same with X Games. That goes the same with now Peacock DEX. The influencers and everybody out there should be talking about this, should be, showing people the ins and outs and using these platforms and educating and people realizing, okay, I come here on PulseChain. I just got here on PulseChain. This badass Liberty swap. I just came from Solana to PulseChain. What do I buy first? Oh, okay. Hex. Okay. I heard of Hex. And yeah, Richard Hart. But they're all going to see and hear that Peacock is the token that's being backed by all the things and tools they're using just to get here. And then when they get here, they can automatically be utilizing their money on the swap. So for me, personally, I don't think it gets any more exciting than that. I don't think it gets any more exciting than this. So if you haven't checked out any of like the Liberty swap docs and the white papers and all that, learning about the cross-chain swapping between the chains, you can purchase USDC through Zelle, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, PulseChain card payments. There is so much that's been built through Liberty Swap that not a lot of people talk about. So buy them a coffee, guys. They have a donation address too as well. These guys are going the extra mile. They're working hard for your bags. Okay. You can sit back and wait for SAC fund money to come over. You can speculate on that. You can believe in PDI, not believe in PDI. It's okay, whatever it is you believe. But if you're not backing these big time players and protocols and these builders and talking about it and bringing people to the education on how to get over here quick and fast, then you're not doing your job. You're sitting back and doing nothing about it. Like, I'm creating streams, I'm doing something about it. I'm below SAC price. Then do something about it. If Bitcoin's down, do something about it. If your blockchain's down, do something about it. What could you do? Yell at the top of the mountain that you got these protocols. So when Richard Hart says we suck at marketing, yeah, maybe we do. Maybe we're not loud enough. Maybe there's not enough content creators. Maybe there's not enough education going around that this stuff exists. Okay? And there's been a lot of gains. A lot of gains around, regardless of what's been going up and down with the cores. What cores are you buying during the dip? You got to join the members only. I bought some ink. More E-Hacks. I like those core selections. You got to think one thing. There's 4 core tokens? We got P-Hex, Ink, Pulse, and PulseX. Those are the Pulse Core 4. eHex came from Ethereum, so it's not like it. If you count that, it's 5, right? They'll just count it. I put my eggs in one basket when it comes to the cores, because I feel like I don't need to have them in all of them. So I put that I'm going with the one with the lowest liquidity across the board. I'll put it that way. I think they're going to run Peacock up real high to get a bunch of attention over to PulseChain. Yeah, the green candles, man. The green candles are going to bring eyes. But the traders, okay, here's what you're going to see. And there's some good, well-respected traders out there. You can either follow them and try to, hey, the dip's coming, and sell and buy. But traders get wrecked. Richard Hart says it. I'm living proof. I've made more money holding than I have trading in the long run versus the short term. And that's the truth for me. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys are real good at trading, but yeah, I've made the most money I've ever made in crypto by far by holding, but which by design Hex forced me to with my stakes. So that changed my life. You know, I wouldn't own a home. I wouldn't have any of the stuff I have today if it wasn't for Hex and the 1 year stake to 2 to 3 to 4 year stake ladders I did, and you know everything that I got over on a copy on PulseChain. That's why I still talk about it, right? Because I had that experience. That was day one Hex, day one PulseChain, and PulseChain's only 2.5 years old, right? And people think it's a long time. It really, it's not. It's not. And after all this time, we now have this tech here that you look at, which is cross-chain bridging and exchanging in Peacock DEX. We now have a lot of features that are to come. We have something that is going to be able to buy and burn a token that came off another well-built, not as big as Pump Fund, but more legit and for the people, and not to enrich the founder the way it's designed, right? Where Pump Fund is enriching the creators, right? It's all about the users and the user experience in true DeFi. Token built on that platform known as Pump Tires becomes the most serious utility-backed meme token in all of freaking crypto. In all of crypto. Go think of any meme token. You can tell me right now. I'll give you guys a few minutes here. If you can think of any meme token, whether it be Solana, Ethereum, BNB, that has more utility built to back it than Peacock. Name any other meme token in the world that has anything close to what's been built for not only with Peacock DEX, but what's to come, and the support it gets already from Liberty Swap since they've had that donation and basically adopted the Peacock as their mascot, and you know their true token that they believe in and that they backed. So name me a meme token on any chain that has that type of utility built for it. Just name one. I'll put a timer. We got 3 minutes. Can anybody name one that has this kind of utility and innovation? Right? It's the face of the entry of the chain. Right? You come on the chain through Liberty Swap from Solana. You know about Liberty Swap. You've came through Liberty Swap, and then you recognize that they're backing a meme token. Then you realize they have a platform they build called Peacock DEX and what it does in the buy and burns and what else it's going to do in the future. Name another meme token that has that. Can anybody, 2 minutes left, can anybody name a meme token that has that in existence right now? With just a 1 billion token supply on top of that, that's already been built, that's already been in the hands of benevolent whales. Wait for it. Can anybody name one? Now, if you can't, and you've known that that's the case, and you've made money on meme tokens, which a lot of us have, and you saw what they did, what do you think could happen here in a itty bitty small liquidity environment that has all the room to grow and all the time to get there because more things are being built out? What better opportunity could you look for? Well, there you go. We tie it back into the very beginning of the stream. When Bitcoin was first around in 2009, right, being mined, there wasn't a lot of people talking about it. There wasn't a lot of people interested in it. The liquidity was thin. Satoshi owned most of the supply. And then by the time people started to really talk about it, Mt. Gox happened and nobody wanted to even touch Bitcoin because of that big hack. It went up to $30, crashed down to $2. You see all those opportunities that were there? You were in fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and where Bitcoin's at today. That's what happens with cryptocurrency that can disrupt and have big backings and utility. So typically a meme will pump and dump, and that's the end of it. Maybe you'll have another cycle, another run. But when you're in a space like this that has all the room to grow, and we've gone through the growing pains, you either get out and you say, bye, I've had enough, or you stick around for your reward. Because if you stuck around for the Bitcoin reward, if you stuck around for the Ethereum reward, if you stuck around for the XRP reward, the Solana reward, when all these tokens had itty bitty market caps and they were absolutely worthless and no one was talking about them, but now you're excited to talk about Solana at $200. You love BNB at 1,000. You love Bitcoin at all-time high. You love Ethereum at all-time high. That excites you. But something at the low levels with low liquidity, even the community people want to get together and FUD it. Hilarious. That's how you know how many people, based on the Twitter feed, that are actually on PulseChain haven't made it yet. Because they just don't understand. They don't understand. There's no second best. Liberty Swap has changed the game like Steph Curry. Right? They're doing the half-court shots, bro. They're making half-court shots from anywhere on the floor, making it look like 20-foot jumpers from the other side. Steph Curry's that guy that you have to guard when he pulls up to the parking lot. He can make it from anywhere. Bullish strong bull Pete I Pulse Atropa reposted this stream. Woohoo! Thank you guys for the support. Peacock is taking over. Yeah. Peacock is absolutely doing its thing. And, you know, I've talked about throughout this entire time, you can go back to every stream, and the two tokens I talk about the most have been Peacock and then X Games, right? And then my eHex. You guys know I like eHex. And I have gone down with the ship on PulseChain with some platforms, right? If you guys know me, I'm in the OG ecosystem. Homie took off. I don't know what happened. I don't know. No one's heard anything, right? Gone down with the ship on a lot of those. So that happens on every blockchain. You win some, you lose some, right? You know, you go from a hard core believer to like a hardcore like what just happened, you know? But you can either feel sorry for yourself and let that drag out or move on. So it's not that I'm like, oh, I'm jumping to the next thing. It's like there's no crying in the casino. I believed, I wanted it to be what I thought it was. I had excellent gains, and then, you know, he took off. I don't know where he's at. People say he's still building. I don't know. So that happens in crypto. And you'll learn that lesson over and over and over and over and over again. And on any chain is you'll find sometimes you'll find developers that you are just head over heels. And a lot of the times it's like, what's going to come soon, right? That's what happened with OG Web Chef. Like, I have this coming soon. I have this coming soon. This is what's coming. This is what I'm going to do. This is how we're going to change things. Stick in, wait for it. So why I appreciate with Liberty Swap is to just keep on delivering. And they know how to outrage market. So shout out to them. Don't forget, guys, if you go to Liberty Swap, right, where you can normally bridge over from here. If you go from, we'll take a look here. You can switch from Solana. You can do bridge over from Ethereum. You can bridge over from BNB. You have all your options. Don't forget to buy them a coffee as well. Okay. And then the Peacock DEX here, you're going to be able to see all the stats and everything that's building up. Remember, the buy pressure is much bigger than this at this point. But at what we can see from just on the website, and I'm sure they'll update all that. And you can see here too what position you would be in. Look how many Poseidons there are. 775 whales, 1,162 sharks, 3,347 dolphins. And you can see the supply. Do your research if you want to know who those people are and what they are and what they do. My best thing, though, is I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm going to read the chart, because the one thing that people will say is, oh, Thomas, shield the top. It's crypto, bro. It could drop. This thing could go below a penny and gift you again. I don't know. But if it does, then I will buy it. And I will be like, damn, I could have sold and bought the dip. But I'll be all right if I just hold and buy. It's just because it just becomes too risky for me. It's just a bad habit that I am just killing off. As hard as it is, it's really hard to not trade and try to get out of something to make some money somewhere else to come back to buy the token you really want. But then you get stuck in something else because it doesn't perform because you suck at trading. And then the token that you sold so that you can intentionally leave to get more money to come back and buy, you screwed yourself because you're trying to trade. You see what I'm saying? But sometimes you're in a rock and a hard spot because you're trying to get that dry powder. That's what it's always been for me. But that's just me being transparent and saying I'm not perfect. I suck at trading. I'm not like some of these guys out there. You know, you got the sodas of the world and, you know, dudes, they could really chart out there on some next level stuff. Like I can, but not enough to come on stream and be like, hey, dude, this is none of that. Right? I'm a speculator and an investor in the long term of, you know, I've been talking about PulseChain since it came out. Right. So that's what it is for me. Other than that, guys, don't forget to go retweet this, get the word out. We're very lucky to be in a situation here where we got things like this that we can say we were early. We were early. We saw it early. And, you know, time stops for nobody. Next thing you know, it's a year from now, and we'll see where we're at. We'll see where we're at. So don't forget to pound that like button. Drop a comment. Till next time. Yeah, dog.
I wake up in the morning, telegram in hand. On to our community, the coolest in the land. Cheese cream drops a joke, got me laughing loud. Then I start to scroll down through the daily crowd. Who's the OG prince, lighting up the zone? Is it Dama Beast or Sav on the throne? Or maybe it's Friday, Flexmas is here. Time to throw some gains and flex without fear. I toss out some questions, looking for the signs. And side fix is ready, dropping out for lines. I keep on reading, can't look away. Those spicy emojis make my whole day. Then someone yells exit, get off PulseChain. But I ride the waves through pleasure and pain. I live in a limbo of hope and despair, but we're all in this boat and I'm proud to be there. Yeah, I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game. I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game.